I was asked to sing another of my songs, I guess, during the gap before the next speaker. Is that okay, Tracy? Or
Just seeing if Helen Armstrong is here yet. Because Helen is due to be here
Hey,
at
Tracy,
12:30.
forgot that texting you isn't the best way to go.
Oh, did somebody text me?
Yeah, I will email you later, but Helen Armstrong unfortunately never confirmed this time. So the half hour belongs to Jane. And you.
Jane, all right.
well, I could tell the potato chip story that Catherine was asking about the end of the previous presentation. Um, I was talking about how it's so hard for people to get their head around how could you have somebody showering you and feeding you and all these things that life with quadriplegia demands. And I actually got used very quickly to having somebody shower me. But the one thing I couldn't get used to was not being able to eat junk food in private. And it's true, it's a very private thing to sit down with a bag of potato chips on the couch and just eat the whole thing. And if somebody has to put a potato chip in your mouth for you, it is just not the same. And you feel like you're being judged. If you want another, you want more, oh okay, you're really greedy, or you're whatever, you just feel judged. Whereas being able to be in private with a bag of chips is a very special experience. So anyway, I was telling Catherine and Pat my sad story one day when I was at their place, and how I missed eating potato chips. And, anything is possible. So Pat made a stack of Pringles, which she placed on my shoulder. And then I tried to feed myself the potato chips by using my tongue to get them off my shoulder. And Catherine provided a running commentary like it was an Olympic event, and we were just in hysterics. So, but I think I managed to get one or two of those potato chips into my mouth on my own. However, the whole thing, I still needed to be set up. I would need someone there to place the potato chips on my shoulder. And then, of course, there'd be the judgment of, you want a stack of how many? Anyway, so this song I wrote after an interview one time when somebody said to me, "So, what's your disability anyway? I mean, you look pretty normal." And I thought, whoa, what does that mean? You look pretty normal. Well, does that mean because I looked like her and she didn't consider herself disabled? So therefore, uh, I must be normal, and normal means not being disabled? No, it just didn't make sense. So anyway, I came away from that little experience and wrote Label Me Normal. I'm feeling pretty normal today. It's a funny thing, but I usually feel this way. Now the people with the power may not agree, 'cause they define just what normal should be. They think they've got the right to label me, but this is what I say. You can label me normal, or you can call me by my name. You can label me normal, or you can call me by my name. There are lots of things that labels can do. They can list ingredients, give directions too. Now, labels are great for jars and plants, for your insect collection or your underpants, but don't stick them on people. They don't enhance, they just get in the way. You can label me normal, or you can call me by my name. You can label me normal, or you can call me by my name. Normal is a relative term. What's normal to an ant may seem pretty weird to a worm. If we judge each other from our own shoes, it will only lead to biased views. Identity is for you to choose, and everyone's okay. You can label me normal, or you can call me by my name. You can label me normal, or you can call me by my name. You can label me normal, or you can call me by my name. You can label me normal, or you can call me by my name.
When did you write that one, Jane?
1995, just after my release of my only recording of The Fishing is Free, which had about 7 or 8 songs on it. And then I continued to write songs, but I never recorded them. So that was one of those that came later. Another one that was on my recording of The Fishing is Free, Poster Kids No More, is about the whole notion of the poster child, the smiling child in a wheelchair that people should feel sorry for and therefore give money, and all those campaigns. And it's not that it's not that Easter Seals doesn't continue to do and have always done great things to help kids with disabilities, but it's being aware of perpetuating attitudes that somehow being disabled is other, it's different, and labeling people and putting them into boxes that say this is a disabled child and therefore has to be treated differently in whatever ways. And the more that these attitudes get perpetuated and the more stereotypes there are around disability and what it means to be disabled. So this is Poster Kids No More. They thought we'd keep on smiling for years to come. They thought we'd just be helpless and mild. Without our own opinion, they could just cash in on their image of the crippled child. But Timmy and Tammy are rebelling. Their Easter seals have come unglued. They won't be apathetic, they refuse to look pathetic. They're changing their point of view. They're poster kids no more. Poster kids no more. Throw away those images of yesterday. They don't reflect our lives today. Don't tug at the heartstrings, that's not a smart thing, that's not the enlightened way. 'Cause Timmy and Tammy are rebelling, their Easter seals have come unglued. They won't be apathetic, they refuse to look pathetic, they're changing your point of view. They're poster kids no more. Poster kids no more. It's time to change these ancient attitudes and show the world a thing or two. If you've got a disability, it's just a different way to be, and you can be proud of it too. 'Cause Timmy and Tammy are rebelling. Their Easter seals have come unglued. They won't be apathetic, they refuse to look pathetic. They're changing our point of view. They're poster kids no more. Poster kids no more. Now the poster kids are living life in their own way. They're everywhere doing it all. You'll find us in real life, not in a still life, not with our backs to the wall. 'Cause Timmy and Tammy are rebelling. Their Easter seals have come unglued. They won't be apathetic. They refuse to look pathetic. They're changing their point of view. They're poster kids no more. Poster kids no more. Poster kids no more. I realized I think my voice has dropped about 10 octaves since I wrote that song. That was 1994. I was a soprano in those days. So
It's very sexy, Jade.
What?
Very sexy and husky.
Yeah,
I don't.
Joni Mitchell's voice has dropped.
Want to go back on camera?
Good company.
I'm gonna bring your pills.
Yeah, but I don't need a towel for that.
You don't know that.
Dude.
Okay.
It's me doing it, remember? You don't know.
Sorry, my camera, my mic was supposed to be off. Jane,
Yeah.
we have about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so until our next scheduled person. And as it happened, I have a copy of your music.
In the days when I could sing that high.
I have it. So I don't know if you wanted any of the songs played, if you wanted to talk about one of them and play one and, do that after if you would like, or, whatever you'd like to do.
That'd be fun. Yeah, maybe you could play One Flight of Stairs for me. And I can talk a little bit about that while you figure out how to set that up.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to play it and let the sound just be picked up. So if it's not working, somebody just tell me right away so I can shut it off. So One Flight of Stairs coming up,
Yay for technology.
I think. So let me.
It's good to introduce it though, because the theatre told you.
Say.
Yeah, they're accessible. Mm.
Mhm. So this is a love song to access.
Yeah. And it just doesn't want to go on my system. I don't know why. Normally I can. I wonder if it just won't go because I'm on Zoom or something.
So we can just gab if you can't get it going.
Yeah, just gab because it's not cooperating with me.
I was thinking, I was getting very sentimental hearing those songs. Jane. I was remembering when, I believe, when we first met, was at a demonstration for gay marriage, equal rights to gay marriage. Am I right? We were both on a stage together.
That's great, with Moxie Fruvis and others. Yeah.
Say that again?
Moxie Fruvis was there, I remember. Gian Gameshi and company way
Oh.
back.
Oh,
long,
wow. That's a
long
lot.
before his BBC days and ultimate fall from grace. Yeah, so we were on the stage at Convocation Hall, and I guess it was shortly after that you asked me to come and sing at a protest for against what Robert Latimer did, the murder of Tracy Latimer. And I went and sang at that, and we became friends ever since. Yeah.
I wonder if people who are watching might not know the story of Tracy Latimer.
Oh my
I
goodness.
think our activism was, pretty essential then. And for many of the same reasons that we're fighting today. We could see what was coming, couldn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Tell about Tracy Latimer.
Do you want to tell the story about Tracy?
Well, Tracy was a little girl who had cerebral palsy and was nonverbal, but from all accounts, she loved school. She participated in all sorts of ways in her community, in her life. But her father decided that she was in too much pain, and well, takes us to lots of places. You know, how can people judge somebody else's pain? But he felt that he knew she was in too much pain and that he would put her out of her misery. And I believe he left her in the van in the garage with the car running.
Yeah, he was more resourceful. He took a tubing from his tailpipe into the van and just left her in the van and watched her.
Till she was
And then he carried her back to bed and pretended like she was sleeping and had died in her sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I'm sorry for people who don't know the story, and I hope it's a very disturbing story.
But the shocking part, even more shocking, was the public's reaction.
Yes, I was going to say that. I think even today, public support for Robert Latimer, the man who took Tracy's life, her father, is about 70% of the Canadian population.
Or higher.
He was convicted. I think he served 12-year sentence or something like that, but probably got out early.
It might have been less.
Yeah, but yeah, the amount of support that people thought that what he did was absolutely in Tracy's best interest, and that he had only love in his heart, and that's what he acted out of, and all sorts of ways of spinning it was certainly devastating for the disability community, and realizing that there are so many people out there who really feel that we'd all be better off if we were put out of our misery. It's just, yeah, jaw-dropping, mind-boggling horror. And that's what we're up against still today, and even more, well, worse in that this MAID legislation is across the board, so that there will be hundreds of Tracys that potentially people could see need to be put out of their misery.
One signature from me too.
Yeah, I mean, where it says you need one signature to agree to a medically assisted death, whereas
one other person.
Whereas you need 2 signatures at least to make a will. Like, they're just making it as easy as they possibly can for people to say, "Oh yes, kill me now." It's so frightening. So, yeah. So Tracy, were you unable to figure out how to play one of my songs, or?
Yeah, I've got a computer that I don't know. It thinks that I'm not the administrator of it, and I don't know why. But it shows me that all my music is in the cloud and that I can't download it. So yeah, I'm not able to do that. I'm sorry.
If I could do it if I shared my screen.
You don't even have to share your screen because it's just audio. Just play it.
Let's see if I can find that. I don't know. Story what you can. I don't know how to get to. Oh, there. Okay. Let me see if I can do it. I am so not technical, so this whole experience, I didn't even think I could participate because I couldn't figure out how to do it. But okay. Oh, there we go. Under Jane Field. Under first name. Jane Field. Oh, here we go. See. Can you hear it?
Yes, you can hear it.
One flight of stairs between us. We're one flight of stairs apart. But baby, that's an ocean between us. Oh, can't you build a ramp to your heart? Why can't I see you now or later? Why don't you let me come in? It would be easy if you'd install an elevator. I'd come up and then back down again. But there's one flight of stairs between us. We're one flight of stairs apart. But baby, that's a chasm between us. Oh, can't you build a ramp to your heart? Watch out, 'cause I think I'm falling head over heels this time. But please give me something to hold on to. Can't you put some grab bars in your mind? 'Cause there's one flight of stairs between us. We're one flight of stairs apart. But baby, that's the grand canyon between us. Can't you build a ramp to your heart? If you feel for me as I do for you, we can make it work. You'll see our love will be truly accessible, and you'll be on the level with me. There'll be no flight of stairs between us. Not one single stair apart. And baby, there's no ocean between us. 'Cause you built a ramp to your heart. Yes, you built a ramp to your heart.
You can tell a story while you're with
That's wonderful. And it's, you can read that on or listen to that on a couple of different levels, right? I know when I first heard it, and this is me just looking at it like very simplistically or with a linear point of view, but I'm thinking, okay, you have a person that you are extremely fond of, and they live up a walk up, right? So I was thinking that's what the song was all about. And then it was a little while later that I realized it was a metaphor, maybe in addition to or instead of, I don't know. But would you like to talk about that, Jane?
It's all of that, sure. The song was inspired by a telephone conversation I had when I called up a theater one day to ask if it was wheelchair accessible. I believe it was Sandra Shamus who was performing, and she's a wonderful comedian who has gone on to do all sorts of things. And it was in the very early days with her first show. And I wanted very much to see her perform. And so I asked if this theater was wheelchair accessible, and the bright reply on the other end of the phone was, "Oh yes, yes we are. There's just one flight of stairs." And I just about fell out of my wheelchair. Oh, accessible, one flight of stairs. Uh-huh. So I realized that so many people really didn't know what access meant. And of course, there's the physical access, the flight of stairs, but then there's also the whole attitude access and letting people into the world of inclusion, and realizing that people do need grab bars in their minds. they they do need, you know, something, some way to understand other people's realities and other people's experience, and inclusion is about so much more than just putting in an elevator or building a ramp. Inclusion is making sure that everybody can participate, whether they need sign language, whether they need um, physical access, or whether they need support, attendant care, whether they need financial assistance, all the things that make it possible for everybody to be at the table. And there's just so much more more than a ramp that needs to be done. And in terms of MAID, what we don't need is access to dying. we don't need this kind of inclusion. Why us? Why do you include people who aren't actually dying? It's so what we need is the inclusion of all the supports that make life desirable and worth living and possible to live. So inclusion is just far, far reaching, and we're not there. And with legislation like extending MAID to people with disabilities who aren't facing any foreseeable death, we realize how far we are from a world where disabled lives are really understood, and where disability is not something to be feared, something to dread, something to prevent, something to just run away from in horror. Disability is just another way of being in this wonderful world.
See if anyone's got any comments.
Okay, absolutely. I don't think there's anyone that would disagree. It's just we aren't able to really hear people applaud or see people light their lighters in agreement or do anything like that. But thank you again for sharing your music and your inspiration for your various songs.